Hi guys, welcome to the video. My name is Derek and I'm here to teach you guys how to do basic things in AWS. The whole purpose of this tutorial or this series is to get you hands-on in AWS. It's not exam prep. This is more getting you comfortable on actually doing things in the console and in infrastructure as code later on. I am a solutions architect, so I'm going to share my experience with you and teach you basics, so you can actually feel comfortable in doing this. And if you decide to go get a certification later or try to get work in the industry, you'll be able to speak to your experience, which is really what they look for. When you're interviewing, they really want to know that you know what you're doing, and basically the only way to do that is to actually do the work. So let's start off with the basics here. First of all, you need an AWS account. So if you go ahead and Google AWS free tier, you can go ahead and grab a free tier account. What a free tier account is for 12 months, you get a bunch of free services. Most of what we're going to try to do will be covered in here. Not all. There definitely will be some costs to some of the labs and some of the tutorials. I'll try to point out things as they come. Bear in mind, it shouldn't cost too much. And if there's anything really expensive, I'll point it out. I probably won't do it myself. I'll just kind of explain what it is. So that's the basics. So you have to get an account and sign up. You need that, and it's going to require a credit card and fill out your account. I really can't help you get your account set up, so you're going to have to deal with AWS on that. There's plenty of videos out there that will assist you with that part. But yeah, you need this. You need an account set up, and that's the first part. All right. Now, once you have your account set up, this is what you're going to see once you log in. You're going to see what we call a management console. Now, normally when you come in, when you're working in AWS, you never want to work in your root account. And I am currently not working in my root account because you would see the word root here. So first thing you would do is you're going to come into your account and you're going to go down to services and you're going to go down to IAM, or you're going to type IAM in there, and it should take you to this page. And the first thing you want to do is come over here and create a user. So you want to click create user, give it any name you want. Right? Check this box here, provide user access. And I want to create a IAM user. And then you want to create a custom password, and you want to then make a custom password, right? Whatever that password is. Then you want to uncheck this box here. Click next. Hold on, I need to do this to me. All right, anyway. Let's see, any numbers. There. There we go. So you create that, and then you want to go ahead and go to this box here and attach policies directly. And the only policy you're going to add to your account right now is administrator access. You're going to check that box there, and you're going to scroll down. You're going to click next. You're going to click create user. All right, and you're going to go ahead and download this file, right? And that'll download your username and password for this account. And this URL, it will be in this downloads file as well. So this is going to be a direct link to log into your account. So you would copy this into your browser address bar, and it will take you to a page, and it would have the account number filled in for you, and then the name, and you just type in your password, and then you can go ahead and log in. I'm not going to use this current user because I have an account already set up, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one here. As soon as it's done creating, I'm going to delete this here because I don't need it. And type none. What? Oh, name. All right, get rid of that. All right, so we're in my current account. So whenever you're in AWS and you get lost or you need to find your way, you always go up to this AWS icon here, click it, and it'll take you back to basically the home page, the home stretch. All right. So for today, we're actually going to learn a service called EC2. And we're going to set up an EC2 instance. An EC2 instance stands for Elastic Compute. And basically what that is it's a virtual machine, or basically a computer that you rent from AWS that you can access over the internet. So we're going to go ahead and click the services link here, and we're going to go ahead and type in EC2. And it should come up here. And you're going to click on it. And it's going to take you to the screen. Now, the screens can differ varying on where you're at or what region you select, and the regions are available here. AWS is kind of massive, so they do update these kind of often, so they do change, and it depends on the region you are. It might look different. But in general, you're going to have this information and maybe laid out a little differently. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and click Launch Instance. So you click Launch Instance, and it brings you to a screen where we're going to give it a generic name. My first EC2. All right, if I can spell. All right, so my first EC2 instance, and then I'm going to go ahead and choose the Amazon Linux AWS one here. I'm not going to touch it because that's by default. It's going to be that. And this says AWS Linux 2023 AMI, free tier eligible. So it's free. And I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to ignore this. And I'm going to come down here and it says T2 Micro, free tier eligible. So I'm going to leave that alone and come down here. Keep here. Normally you would actually do keep here, but for today, since it's the first day, we're going to skip that for now and ignore all of this information right here. That's more advanced. We'll come to that a little bit later. And we're going to go ahead and create a security group. And the security group are basically rules that'll allow or basically tell AWS what connections you want to allow to your virtual computer or EC2. By default, the only access is SSH, and SSH is a protocol that will allow you to use a terminal or a little command prompt or CLI to access the resource or access your virtual machine, and then you'll be able to type in commands and get outputs that way. That is the kind of basic way. There are additional security groups which we will cover later in a future video. But for now, this is basically all we're going to do. We're not going to add anything to ignore all this. We're just going to review here what we have. We have Amazon Linux 2023. We have our T2 Micro. We have our basic security group. And we're going to go ahead and click Launch Instance. Now, this is going to take a few seconds. It shouldn't take too long. And then we're going to go ahead and click the link here in the green bar on the top. and it's going to take us to our instance page where it's going to load and it's going to initialize. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take, so I'm going to go ahead and do in the magic of editing, skip ahead to when this is done. And pass its checks, so it's up and running. So let's go over what we see here in the console. This is a logical name for the EC2 or your virtual machine. It's only used for you as a label. AWS uses this as the name. So if it's connecting or talking to other services, it's going to use this, not this. Here we have the type of instance, the location where the instance is, the IP address, and down here we have some basics of the instance. We have the public IP address. We have the internal inside AWS network IP address. We have our VPC, our subnet, which we will cover later, so you don't have to understand what those are. Basic information about the EC2. So let's do one quick thing before we wrap up. We're going to go ahead and connect to the instance so we can see that it works. So we're going to go ahead and click on, let me go back here, this connect button. So you're going to select your instance, click connect, and click connect. All right, and we have our instance now, and we can just do a couple basic things. And we can get our IP address of the instance, which, because that's weird. Oh, no, it's right. It's right there. There's your IP address of the instance. And let's ping Google. All right, so here we can see that the EC2 is running and working. So this is our computer, and this is kind of what terminal or shell would be like. You'd have a area you can type in and get data like this. So we're going to go ahead and stop this, and we're going to go ahead and end the video today. Actually, let's go ahead and destroy your instance first. So go back to the instance screen. Make sure you have your instance selected. Go down to instance state and then terminate. And terminate again. And it should take a minute. It's just going to shut down. And that's going to take just a second here. All right. So now it says the instance is terminated. So just make sure you don't obtain any costs. You want to do this whenever you're done with wherever you're practicing. I would recommend you do this a few times or watch the video a few times and go through the steps again so you get comfortable with it, so you really know how to do it. Go ahead and like and subscribe the video if you found this useful, and I will be posting more videos on more complex topics and more on the basics as well. So the next video probably will be EC2, but we'll go in more in depth with the security groups and some of the other features that are included with what you can do with an EC2. All right. Thank you guys. You guys have a great day. All right. Bye-bye.